Beneath the gleaming skyscrapers and vibrant streets of America's urban landscapes lies a stark reality, a growing homeless crisis that challenges the nation's conscience. Today, we journey through the 10 U.S. cities grappling with the highest homeless populations, uncovering the human stories behind the statistics. Before we delve into this pressing issue, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, Discovering the Earth, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement enables us to continue bringing you insightful content. Number 10. Oakland. Oakland, known for its rich cultural heritage and proximity to Silicon Valley, faces a significant homelessness challenge. With an estimated homeless population of 9,759 individuals, the city has experienced a 20% increase since 2020. The city's escalating housing costs have rendered affordable accommodation scarce, pushing many residents onto the streets. Encampments have become commonplace, reflecting the widening gap between the affluent and the impoverished. Local organizations strive to provide support, but the demand far exceeds available resources. Efforts to develop affordable housing are underway, yet progress is impeded by bureaucratic hurdles and funding constraints. The human toll is evident in the stories of individuals like Maria, a single mother who lost her job during the pandemic and now struggles to find stable housing. Her plight underscores the precariousness faced by many in Oakland. Addressing homelessness in Oakland requires a multifaceted approach, including policy reforms, increased funding for social services, and community engagement to bridge the socioeconomic divide. Number 9. Denver. Denver, the mile-high city, has witnessed a dramatic surge in homelessness, with over 10,000 individuals currently without permanent shelter, a 66% increase since 2020. The city's booming economy has led to a real estate market that prices out lower-income residents. Tent encampments have proliferated, particularly in downtown areas, highlighting the urgent need for affordable housing solutions. Local authorities have implemented measures to address the crisis, including increased funding for shelters and supportive services. However, these efforts are often seen as temporary fixes rather than sustainable solutions. Individuals like John, a veteran battling PTSD, find themselves navigating a complex system with limited access to mental health services, exacerbating their struggles. Denver's experience illustrates the challenges of balancing economic growth with social equity, emphasizing the need for comprehensive strategies that include mental health support, affordable housing, and community integration. Number 8. Phoenix. Phoenix has seen a 30% rise in homelessness since 2020, with approximately 9,642 individuals lacking stable housing. Rapid urban development has led to increased living costs, outpacing wage growth, and leaving many residents unable to afford housing. The extreme desert climate further endangers those living without shelter. The city has initiated programs to provide temporary relief, such as cooling centers during the scorching summer months. However, long-term solutions remain elusive, and the demand for affordable housing continues to outstrip supply. Stories like that of Lisa, a young woman fleeing domestic violence, highlight that intersection of personal crises and systemic failures contributing to homelessness in Phoenix. Addressing this issue requires coordinated efforts, focusing on affordable housing development, social services, and policies that protect vulnerable populations from economic displacement. Number 7. San Francisco. San Francisco, despite its technological prowess and wealth, contends with a homeless population of approximately 7,582 individuals. While this represents an 8.1% decrease since 2020, significant challenges persist. The city's exorbitant cost of living has made housing unattainable for many, leading to visible encampments and a strained shelter system. Efforts to address the crisis are often met with community resistance, and complex regulatory environments. Initiatives like increased shelter beds and stricter enforcement of anti-camping laws have led to a decline in visible homelessness. However, these measures are sometimes criticized for not addressing the root causes of homelessness. Individuals like Robert, a former tech worker who lost his job and subsequently his home, reflect the precarious nature of employment and housing in the city. San Francisco's situation underscores the need for systemic changes, including affordable housing development, mental health services, and economic policies that prevent displacement. Number 6. San Jose. San Jose, the heart of Silicon Valley, has a homeless population of around 9,971 individuals, marking a 3% increase since 2020. The tech industry's success has driven housing prices to levels unaffordable for many, resulting in a growing number of residents without shelter. The disparity between wealth and poverty is stark, with encampments often situated near affluent neighborhoods. Local government efforts include funding for affordable housing and supportive services, but progress is slow and the demand continues to grow. Community organizations play a crucial role in providing immediate assistance, yet they face resource limitations. Stories like that of Elena, a service worker displaced by rising rents, highlight the human impact of economic disparities in the region. Addressing homelessness in San Jose requires a comprehensive approach that includes affordable housing initiatives, wage growth, and policies that mitigate the effects of rapid economic expansion on vulnerable populations. Number 5. Sacramento. Sacramento, California's vibrant capital, is grappling with a rapidly growing homeless population, with an estimated 9,278 homeless residents. The city has seen a staggering 68% increase in homelessness since 2020. This troubling trend reflects broader economic and social challenges plaguing urban centers across the United States. The homelessness crisis in Sacramento is largely driven by skyrocketing housing costs and a lack of affordable rental units. Many individuals and families, particularly those earning low incomes, are being displaced. Tent encampments have become common sights along the American River Parkway and under city overpasses, underscoring the severity of the issue. Despite increased state funding for homelessness programs, Sacramento continues to struggle with providing adequate resources. Recent efforts include the establishment of safe ground sites where people can camp with access to basic services and a push to construct permanent supportive housing. However, the gap between needs and available resources remains wide. One poignant example is Marcus, a former construction worker who lost his home after being injured on the job. He now resides in a tent near downtown Sacramento and relies on local nonprofits for meals and medical care. His story is a reminder that homelessness can happen to anyone when circumstances turn dire. For Sacramento to address this crisis effectively, comprehensive solutions are required, including policy reforms, stronger eviction protections, and increased investments in affordable housing. Collaboration between government agencies, nonprofits, and the private sector is crucial to making lasting change. Number 4. Los Angeles. Los Angeles, often associated with glamour and opportunity, has one of the largest homeless populations in the country. The city is home to approximately 69,144 individuals experiencing homelessness, with many concentrated in the infamous Skid Row district. Despite slight improvements in recent years, Los Angeles remains a focal point of the national homelessness crisis. The primary drivers of homelessness in Los Angeles are unaffordable housing, low wages, and a shortage of mental health services. The city's housing market is one of the most expensive in the country, making it nearly impossible for low-income residents to secure permanent housing. Encampments are not just confined to Skid Row, but are visible throughout the city. From sidewalks to freeway overpasses, Efforts to address homelessness include Proposition HHH, a bond measure aimed at funding permanent supportive housing, and Measure H, which provides ongoing services for the homeless population. However, bureaucratic delays and community resistance have slowed progress, leaving many without adequate shelter or resources. Take Carmen, for instance, a single mother who lost her home after fleeing an abusive relationship. Now living in a car with her two children, she relies on shelters for food and temporary respite. Stories like hers highlight the intersection of systemic and personal challenges that perpetuate homelessness in Los Angeles. Solving Los Angeles' homelessness crisis will require a multi-pronged approach: more affordable housing units, better access to healthcare and mental health services, and policies that prevent displacement. The city must also foster greater community support to implement these solutions effectively. Number 3. New York City. New York City, the most populous metropolis in the U.S., also leads the nation in the sheer number of homeless individuals, with over 74,178 people experiencing homelessness. This city represents the epicenter of America's homelessness crisis. While most reside in shelters, thousands still sleep on the streets, subways, and parks. Unlike many cities, homelessness in New York is largely a result of systemic issues rather than extreme weather conditions or natural disasters. The city's affordable housing crisis and economic inequality have left countless individuals unable to keep up with rising rents. Families with children constitute a significant portion of the homeless population, often relying on the city's shelter system for support. The city has invested in numerous programs, such as the Housing New York Plan, which aims to create and preserve affordable housing units. Mayor Eric Adams has also proposed new measures to address chronic homelessness, including outreach teams to assist individuals in finding shelter and services. Yet, the implementation of these policies often lags behind the urgency of the crisis. One case that illustrates the human impact of this issue is David, a middle-aged man who worked as a chef until the pandemic hit. After losing his job and struggling to pay rent, he found himself on the streets. His journey from stability to homelessness sheds light on how quickly circumstances can spiral. To combat homelessness in New York City, policymakers must prioritize affordable housing initiatives, create pathways to employment, and provide robust social services that address the root causes of economic insecurity. Number 2. San Diego. San Diego, known for its beautiful beaches and sunny weather, faces a significant homelessness challenge, with an estimated 10,264 homeless individuals. The city has seen a dramatic increase in recent years, making it one of the most affected urban centers in the nation. The lack of affordable housing is a key factor driving homelessness in San Diego. Rising rents, coupled with stagnant wages, have left many residents unable to secure stable accommodations. Tent encampments have become increasingly visible in downtown San Diego, Balboa Park, and other public areas, drawing attention to the severity of the issue. San Diego has implemented several initiatives, including the Community Action Plan on Homelessness, which focuses on creating more permanent supportive housing and expanding shelter capacity. The city has also embraced innovative solutions, like tiny home villages, to provide temporary relief. However, these efforts are still insufficient to meet the growing demand. The personal story of Maria, a retired teacher who lost her home due to a medical emergency, illustrates the precariousness faced by many. Now living in her car, Maria relies on local food banks and community centers to survive. Her plight underscores the vulnerability of even those who once had stable lives. To address homelessness in San Diego, the city needs to ramp up affordable housing projects, improve access to healthcare, and strengthen community-based support systems. Collaborative efforts between government agencies, nonprofits, and private organizations are essential for meaningful progress. Number 1. Seattle. Seattle, the jewel of the Pacific Northwest, has one of the highest homelessness rates in the United States, with an estimated homeless population of 13,368. The city faces a growing crisis that is deeply intertwined with its tech-driven economic boom. The skyrocketing cost of living, driven by the tech industry's growth, has displaced thousands of low-income residents. Homeless encampments, such as the sprawling Tent City 3, are now part of Seattle's urban landscape, highlighting the urgent need for action. Seattle has implemented numerous programs to combat homelessness, including the Housing First initiative, which prioritizes providing permanent housing before addressing other needs like employment or substance abuse. Additionally, the city has invested in tiny house villages and expanded shelter capacity. However, these measures have not been enough to curb the crisis. Consider Jake, a former Amazon contractor who lost his job during the pandemic. With no savings to fall back on, he now lives in an encampment, struggling to rebuild his life. His story is emblematic of how quickly financial instability can lead to homelessness in Seattle's high-cost environment. To tackle this crisis, Seattle must continue expanding affordable housing, improving access to mental health services, and enacting policies that protect low-income residents from displacement. Comprehensive and sustained efforts are crucial to making a lasting impact. The homelessness crisis in the U.S. is a complex issue that requires nuanced, multifaceted solutions. Addressing the root causes such as unaffordable housing, insufficient mental health services, and economic inequality is key to creating lasting change. Policymakers, nonprofits, and communities must work together to implement innovative strategies that provide immediate relief and long-term stability. From affordable housing initiatives to robust social support systems, there is no single solution, but rather a combination of efforts that can drive progress. Thank you for joining us on this journey to uncover the realities of homelessness in America. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe to Discovering the Earth, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us continue bringing critical issues to light. Together, we can make a difference.